Hey, this is Maginoni, and here's some comic reviews for you. In some cases, I'm going to go kind of quick. In other cases, we'll go a little bit more in depth. First off, let's start off with All-Star Batman number 4. Now, as you can imagine, Batman's still on the run with Two-Face. There's more key villains popping in and causing mischief for the Caped Crusader. The art is pretty decent. Really good fighting along the way, so there's no complaints about that. And overall, it's a decent read, but I kind of want this Gauntlet thing to get over with, because while they do advance the story a little bit, I just kind of want to, eventually you start getting fatigued with it. But overall, I think it's still a decent read, and I'm enjoying it so far. Alright, Batman Detective Comics 944. We learned a little bit more about the Victim Syndicate, and they actually are, for the most part, a pretty dastardly group of villains. The key thing here is, if they attack Batman right at the beginning and went for the kill, then it'd be over for the most part. Some of these guys are really powerful. The problem is, they gave Batman time, and now he knows who these people are, and he's going to be able to figure out ways to beat them. And that's where their downfall is going to be. Overall, though, I think the art was good, the story was good. There's actual motivation for these, the Victim Syndicate as to why they hate Batman. Overall, I think this could be a very formidable group of supervillains. And I really look forward to seeing what's coming up next. It's also nice to see what Man-Bat, or whatever his name is again, Fox, back again. Because, I thought when he first came out back with the New 52, that story was great. And it just kind of went sidetracked from that. So it's good to see him back. Glitter Bomb, number 3. This was a really good story. I'm not going to go too much into this because I do not want to ruin everything. I will say this. With this story here, we learn key things. We learn more about the plot, we learn about the motivations, and we learn about the direction. And there is a little bit of violence along the way. It's definitely a bad side of Hollywood, and I will say, I really enjoyed this issue, and this is one of my favorite Image titles right now. Not like it's not beating like Outcast or Moonshine or something like that, but it's pretty enjoyable, at least for right now. Uncanny Avengers number 16. Best part of this story. You have the Hulk rampaging in Japan. You have Cable, Sebastian Shaw, and the Toad. And Cable basically figures out, well, you know what? There's nothing we can do about the mist right now, but I need to blow off some steam, so I'm going to go help the X-Men Avengers fight the Hulk in Japan. And he goes, come on, Sebastian. Come on over with it. Come with me and we'll have some fun. And, Sebastian Shaw's like, well, I guess we can, change of scenery would be nice. And, he steps through the portal not knowing who's on the other side. And then he sees the Hulk. And he's just like, at this moment in time, I'm kind of laughing because I can kind of predict what's going to happen. Well, I'm thinking, now wouldn't it be funny if? But then at the same time, I'm thinking, man, the Hulk versus Shaw. The Shaw absorbs, physical power. So, every time Colossus punched him and stuff, he just gets stronger. Imagine the Hulk punching him, how strong he's going to get. I was like, wow, this fight is just going to be off the hook. And then I thought, well, you know what? I bet you what's going to happen is he's going to say, yeah, you know what? I don't think, it's like one of those things where he's like, you know what? Maybe the grass is pretty green where I'm at, and I'm not going on this trip. And that's exactly what he did when he saw what was going on. He's like, F this, going home, taking my toys with. Now, overall, the fight was decent, not the greatest, considering what it could be like. But, it is what it is. They're setting up for the next issue, which I'm hoping will be really good. Overall, Uncanny Avengers, I'm really enjoying it. This is probably the best Avengers book that they have. It's not saying much considering the options that are available to us, but it is it is pretty good, pretty solid. Okay, Clone Conspiracy number 2. Okay, first off, I'm going to say the art is pretty solid. No complaints there. But the fight between Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man was just kind of like, are you kidding me? It's like you read that Superior Spider-Man storyline all over again. And granted, I get why it is what it is, but it's just like, oh my god. And then it's just, to me, it was like it was moving at a weird kind of pace, and then it was just like everything just got thrown at you. And then when everything got thrown at you, there's a nice little swerve, which I'm really glad to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Overall, it's a decent read. Not the greatest. If this is supposed to be his last and final storyline, I was hoping for a little bit more than what I'm getting, but this is the second issue, so we'll see what happens and how it develops. All I know is the Jackal is up to something more than what he's telling us. Superwoman number 4. While this is a decent read, I'm getting kind of like tired of it already. It's like, it reminds me of The Spawn, where The Spawn was like, when it first came out, it was like, well, you have the superhero Spawn. He's like a villain at the same time. And the more he uses his powers, the more he's going to burn himself out. And there's a countdown, and when he reaches 0, he's dead. And this is the same thing that's happening here. Is you have Lana, she just finds out the more she uses her powers, the more she's going to burn out. And that's why Lois technically died. And that's not Lois, by the way. That's some weird hologram memory thing that she's talking to that they haven't really explained. But so visions of Spawn came back, where it's like, here you have a character, she's gonna have, every time she uses her powers, she's killing herself, and eventually she's gonna die, but yet they can't kill her because what are they gonna do with the book type thing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but there are interesting plot points with Lex and what Lex has been doing with supervillains, and again, this is tying into the whole Rebirth thing. So it's like making me mental in a way, trying to figure out if I'm going to keep this or not. Mother Panic. I really enjoyed this book, but I don't know if this is going to be for everybody. This is under their young animal, mature audience line. And it takes place in Gotham. The best way to imagine this is imagine another person like Batman, but they could be a little bit potentially more vicious type thing. And that's what this might be like. I don't know, she hasn't done the vicious part yet, but I have a feeling she's going to be playing by she's not going to be as holy as Batman is. I know the villain so far is pretty nasty, so I kind of see where that's going to go, and I have a feeling where that's more of the mature reader part's going to fall in is to what's surrounding the character. But it's a decent read. The art's okay. It's definitely a little bit different than what you would normally get from a regular DC book, and that's another reason why I'm saying that this might not be for everybody. But this could potentially definitely pull out into something really interesting and really good. I did like I did like it. I will get the second issue. I'm curious to see where this is going to go. So definitely, if you want something different in the streets of Gotham, here's an option for you. Batman is in it, but he doesn't really play a big part. I think he'll play a part later on, but it's kind of planting where the setting is. Green Valley number 2. Now, the first issue here had our group of knights. They were thinking potentially of retiring, getting married, having some kids, and the barbarian Viking horde came in and just ransacked everything. So what we have now is fast forward. They're kind of basically just out of it. No motivation. They're stunned. Their life is over type thing, and they don't know what to do. They have no motive to do anything. What do they do with their life now? Well, that changes when then came a boy. A young boy appears and says, "Hey, Mr. Knight people, there's like this magic sorcerer and there's some dragons and it's killing us." And they're like, "There's no such thing as this, dragons and blah, blah, blah." And because they don't really have anything to motivate them, they go. And things are going to happen the next issue. So I'm really, really liking Green Valley. The art, I think, was good. The writing is good. It's an entertaining story so far, and I really enjoy the fact that it's not in a superhero setting. So different things can happen. Anyways, this is some reviews for you guys. Let me know what you guys liked, what you guys did not like this week. We'll have some more stuff later. I still have manga that's sitting, and I just keep forgetting to bring it into the room to do a haul for it. But anyways, we'll do that eventually. Any other questions, write it down below. Like, share, and until next time.